As morning light filters through lace curtains onto weathered wooden floors, we invite you to embark on an intimate journey through the timeless elegance of French shabby chic design. Within these pages unfolds a narrative of graceful imperfection and romantic nostalgia, a style that celebrates the beauty found in gentle aging and understated refinement. Here, where elegant antique furniture meets softly faded textiles, we discover a sanctuary that honors generations past while embracing the quiet moments of today. French countryside charm, a shabby chic exploration of floral time-worn beauty. The essence of French shabby chic resides not merely in decoration, but in the creation of atmosphere, a delicate harmony of elements that together evoke the faded grandeur of a provincial estate and the comfortable charm of a countryside cottage. Each surface bearing the marks of time tells a story. Each weathered finish reveals history's gentle touch. As we wander through this world of serene elegance, we find ourselves embraced by a style that finds poetry in patina and beauty in the naturally worn. In this exploration of French shabby chic, we shall discover rooms adorned with delicate floral patterns, rest upon furniture showing the beautiful marks of generations, and surround ourselves with objects that carry the soulful weight of authentic Provenance. The palette speaks in hushed tones of antique white, gentle rose, and soft lavender, while textures invite tactile appreciation. Smooth marble against textured linen, delicate porcelain beside weathered wood. Subscribe to Opalux. Join us as we reveal the secrets to creating spaces that feel at once refined and comfortable, thoughtfully curated, yet seemingly effortless. Through careful selection and artful composition, your home can become a haven of French-inspired tranquility, a place where beauty flows through every thoughtfully considered detail and every carefully arranged vignette. This is not simply about decorating a house. It is about cultivating a sanctuary where time moves more gently, where memories gather like treasured keepsakes, and where the spirit finds restoration amid surroundings of authentic beauty and grace. Welcome to the world of French shabby chic, where serenity, florals, and vintage character blend in perfect harmony. Timeworn Elegance, the art of French provincial furniture. In the heart of French shabby chic style, lies its most defining element: furniture that speaks of heritage and craftsmanship through every lovingly worn surface. Each piece stands as a testament to artisanship of earlier times, reimagined through a filter of romantic appreciation and thoughtful preservation. The quintessential bergère chair, with its graceful curved frame and cabriole legs, invites comfortable repose, its wood gently weathered to reveal layers of paint that chronicle its journey through time. The Louis XV commode, perhaps once gracing a Parisian apartment, now serves as a focal point in your sitting room, its marble top cool and smooth, its brass handles burnished by countless touches over many decades. What distinguishes truly authentic French shabby chic furniture is not flawlessness, but rather the thoughtful celebration of character. Here, a subtle chip in the paint becomes a mark of distinction. A gentle wobble in a table leg speaks to its genuine history. Each piece bears witness to the gradual effects of daily use, the patina that only time and appreciation can bestow. In selecting pieces for your home, look beyond pristine surfaces to discover the soul beneath. Choose the armoire whose doors close with the distinctive sound of antique hardware, its interior carrying the subtle scent of lavender sachets from years past. Seek out the vanity table, whose mirror has slightly silvered at the edges, offering a romantically softened reflection in the gentle morning light. The arrangement of these treasures requires a delicate balance, placement that appears natural yet is carefully considered. A settee positioned to capture afternoon sunlight creates an invitation to rest. A small table placed nearby offers a surface for books and refreshments. A painted chest at the foot of the bed provides storage while anchoring the room with its graceful presence. Remember that in true French shabby chic style, furniture need not match precisely. Instead, allow pieces to converse with one another across periods and styles, unified by their shared patina and the harmonious palette of weathered whites, soft creams, and gentle blues. This thoughtful eclecticism creates spaces that feel collected over time, rather than purchased at once. Rooms that tell a story of discerning appreciation rather than passing fashion. As you gather these time-worn treasures, you create not merely a decorated room, but a living history, a space where the boundaries between past and present blur into a timeless expression of French provincial elegance. Floral poetry, incorporating botanical elements in every room. The French shabby chic interior comes alive with the gentle presence of florals, both living and artfully represented, creating an atmosphere of perpetual springtime, regardless of the season beyond your windows. These botanical elements infuse your rooms with vitality, color, and the subtle fragrance of gardens both real and remembered. Begin with fresh arrangements that celebrate nature's abundant beauty. Unlike formal compositions with their rigid symmetry, the floral displays of French shabby chic embrace a more relaxed approach. Roses with petals just beginning to open are gathered with sprigs of lavender and nestled among tendrils of ivy, then placed in vessels that tell their own stories: a weathered zinc container, a porcelain pitcher with a delicate hairline crack, or a collection of mismatched glass vases gathered on a vintage tray. The art of these arrangements lies in their seemingly effortless composition, flowers appearing as if freshly gathered from a countryside garden, their stems cut at varying heights, their blooms allowed to turn naturally toward the light. This cultivated naturalness mirrors the ethos of shabby chic itself, beauty found in authenticity rather than artificial perfection. Beyond fresh flowers, botanical motifs weave throughout the French shabby chic interior in countless expressions. Consider the delicate pattern of cabbage roses that adorns a slip-covered chair, the subtle tracery of leaves embroidered on vintage linens, or the faded botanical prints in weathered frames that create a gallery wall of quiet elegance. These representations of nature's beauty provide a constant reminder of growth and renewal, even as they connect to decorative traditions that have flourished for centuries. Dried botanicals offer another dimension of floral presence: bunches of lavender suspended from wooden beams, hydrangea blooms preserved at the height of their beauty, arranged under glass domes, or wreaths of dried roses adorning doors and walls. These elements bring texture and subtle fragrance while celebrating the poignant beauty in the natural cycle of bloom and gentle decline. Even the most practical elements can be elevated through floral touches: hand-painted motifs on the edges of a bookshelf, botanical-themed drawer pulls on a desk, or a subtle rose pattern on porcelain doorknobs. These small details create moments of discovery and delight as one moves through your home, experiencing the consistent theme expressed in ever-changing ways. Through this thoughtful incorporation of floral elements, your French shabby chic interior becomes not merely decorated, but animated with the eternal optimism of nature's cycle of renewal, a visual poem to the enduring beauty of botanical forms. Gentle layers, the refined art of French textile selection. The sensual appeal of French shabby chic finds its most tactile expression in the layered textiles that soften every surface and invite both visual appreciation and physical touch. These fabrics tell stories of traditional craftsmanship while creating an environment of gentle comfort and romantic allure. At the windows, light filters through sheer linen panels that move with the slightest breeze, their edges perhaps adorned with delicate embroidery or a simple hem-stitched detail. These diaphanous curtains create a dreamy quality of light, neither harsh nor dim, but softened and diffused. For evening privacy, consider adding outer draperies in toile de jouy, that quintessentially French fabric depicting pastoral scenes in monochromatic patterns, traditionally in blue on white, but equally beautiful in faded rose or gentle lavender. Beds become sculptural compositions of comfort through the artful layering of textiles. Begin with crisp white sheets, perhaps embellished with monograms or subtle lace edging. Add a vintage coverlet in faded floral patterns, its cotton batting compressed by years of use to create a perfect weight. Dress the bed further with an abundance of pillows in varying sizes and complementary fabrics. Linen shams with mother-of-pearl buttons, small accent pillows in antique damask, and perhaps a bolster covered in ticking stripe for a touch of graphic simplicity. Upholstered furniture wears its textiles with equal grace. Sofas and chairs draped in slipcovers of natural linen that embrace rather than disguise the shapes beneath. These covers speak to practicality as well as aesthetics, offering protection that can be removed and laundered, becoming softer and more perfectly imperfect with each washing. Accent these larger pieces with throws in subtle patterns and cushions that introduce complementary textures and gentle color variations. The floors benefit from the softening influence of textiles as well, perhaps a faded oriental carpet whose once vibrant colors have mellowed to perfectly complement your palette, or a simple natural fiber rug that provides textural contrast to the softer elements above. In dining areas, consider chair cushions tied with simple ribbons, their removable covers allowing for easy care, despite the inevitable spills of convivial meals. Even the smallest textile accessories contribute to the overall composition. Hand towels with delicate embroidery in the powder room, napkins of vintage damask for the dining table, and perhaps a collection of antique handkerchiefs framed as art or displayed in a shadow box. These details, though small, speak to the attention lavished on every aspect of the French shabby chic interior. Through this thoughtful layering of textiles, your rooms acquire not only visual depth, but also the sensual pleasure of varied textures that invite physical interaction with your environment. A hallmark of truly successful interior design that engages all the senses. character and provenance, curating vintage treasures with French flair. The soul of French Shabby Chic resides in the carefully curated collection of vintage items that bring authentic character to your spaces. These objects, each with its own history and patina, transform mere decoration into a narrative of appreciation for craftsmanship and the beauty that emerges as objects age with grace. The hunt for these treasures becomes a pleasurable pursuit in itself, exploring antique markets, discovering small village shops, or perhaps rediscovering forgotten heirlooms in family collections. The joy lies not in finding perfection, but in recognizing potential, seeing beyond tarnish, dust, and minor wear to the inherent beauty and craftsmanship that deserve preservation and celebration. Silver pieces with the soft bloom of oxidation tell stories of elegant gatherings from years past. Candlesticks whose bases have developed a wonderful unevenness from countless polishings. Trays bearing the delicate scratches of service. Teapots whose spouts have poured comfort for generations. These items need not match in pattern, but are unified by their material and the patina that speaks of authentic age. Porcelain and glassware contribute their own delicate presence. Teacups with hairline cracks that in no way diminish their charm. Plates with faded patterns that seem to whisper rather than shout their beauty. Crystal glasses whose slight irregularities capture light in unpredictable and magical ways. Displayed on open shelves or behind the wavy glass of an antique cabinet, these pieces become both functional objects and artistic displays. Mirrors and frames with gilding that has chipped to reveal red clay beneath create moments of reflective beauty throughout your rooms. The silvering on mirror backs may have developed those characterful dark spots that soften reflections with a dreamy quality impossible to recreate artificially. These imperfections are not flaws, but rather marks of authenticity to be treasured. Small personal items from bygone eras add layers of intimate history. A collection of mother-of-pearl buttons arranged in a crystal dish, vintage perfume bottles gathered on a silver tray, or antique letters bound with faded ribbon displayed under a glass dome. These vignettes invite closer inspection and contemplation of the hands that once touched these treasures and the lives they enhanced. Books with leather bindings, softened by countless openings, their pages gently yellowed by time, create vertical interest when stacked on tables or shelves. Their presence speaks of accumulated wisdom and the pleasure of slow pursuits, reading, conversation, reflection, that form the foundation of a life well lived. As you gather these vintage elements, resist the urge to over-restore. The value in French shabby chic lies precisely in the authentic marks of age, the worn edges, the subtle discolorations, the slight asymmetries that no modern reproduction can convincingly imitate. These are not imperfections, but rather the visual poetry of objects that have been witnesses to life. Luminous Ambiance, creating the perfect French light. The luminous quality that defines French shabby chic interiors emerges from a carefully orchestrated approach to lighting, one that balances natural radiance with artificial sources designed to flatter both the room and its occupants. This interplay of light and shadow creates an atmosphere of romantic nostalgia while ensuring spaces remain practical and inviting. Natural light forms the foundation of this illumination strategy. Sheer window treatments allow sunlight to penetrate while softening its direct intensity, creating a diffused glow that bathes interiors in gentle warmth. Consider removing heavy drapes during daylight hours or replacing them entirely with lighter alternatives that maintain privacy while welcoming the changing quality of light throughout the day. This connection to the natural cycles of dawn, noon, and dusk grounds your spaces in the rhythm of the natural world. Chandeliers serve as both illumination and sculptural elements in French shabby chic spaces. Choose fixtures with authentic age or convincing reproductions that feature crystal drops to refract light into sparkling patterns across walls and ceilings. The metal components, whether brass, bronze, or iron, should show evidence of age through patina rather than gleaming with modern perfection. When illuminated, these fixtures cast a warm, ambient glow rather than harsh, direct light, creating an atmosphere conducive to conversation and comfort. Wall sconces extend this gentle illumination strategy, providing pools of light at eye level that create intimacy in larger spaces. Look for fixtures with candle-shaped bulbs and simple shades in natural fabrics that echo your overall color scheme. These fixtures can frame doorways, flank mirrors, or provide reading light beside beds and seating areas. Their placement should feel purposeful yet natural, as though they have always belonged precisely where you've installed them. Table lamps contribute another layer of lighting, their bases offering opportunities to incorporate elements of your design scheme, perhaps a weathered wooden balustrade, a vintage porcelain urn, or a mercury glass vessel fitted for electricity. Top these with shades in natural fabrics, like linen or silk, that diffuse light into a flattering glow. The height of these lamps should coordinate with their surroundings, neither towering over nor disappearing among the other elements on a surface they occupy. Candles provide the most romantic illumination of all, their flickering flames creating movement and life even in still rooms. Gather collections of candlesticks in varying heights, their materials united by a shared sense of age and character. Place these on mantels, dining tables, or bathroom counters to create instant atmosphere. For safety in daily use, consider flameless candles that convincingly mimic the movement of real flames while eliminating concerns about open flames in fabric-rich environments. The judicious use of mirrors amplifies your lighting strategy, reflecting and multiplying both natural and artificial light sources. Position mirrors to capture views of windows or to reflect chandeliers, effectively doubling their impact on your space. The frames of these mirrors become part of your decorative scheme, perhaps featuring carved details, softened by layers of paint, or gilding that has developed a beautiful, uneven patina over decades. This layered approach to illumination ensures your French shabby chic interior feels consistent throughout the day and evening, adapting to different needs and occasions while maintaining its essential character of gentle, flattering light that enhances both the space and those who inhabit it. Composed vignettes, the art of French arrangement. The distinctive charm of French shabby chic emerges not merely from individual elements, but from their thoughtful arrangement into vignettes that tell visual stories throughout your home. These composed moments create focal points that draw the eye, invite contemplation, and express the personal narrative that makes your space uniquely yours. Begin by identifying natural stages for these vignettes: the surface of a sideboard, a corner of the mantelpiece, the top of a bedside table, or a small wall niche. These locations become theaters for miniature scenes that capture the essence of French shabby chic style, while providing opportunities to display treasured objects in meaningful groupings. The art of composition relies on several principles that guide without restricting. Consider varying heights to create visual movement. Perhaps a tall candlestick beside a medium-sized floral arrangement and a small collection of miniature frames. Overlap elements slightly to create depth and relationship between objects rather than lining them up in rigid formation. Work with odd numbers. Groups of 3 or 5 items generally create more pleasing and dynamic arrangements than even-numbered groupings. Color cohesion provides subtle unity within each vignette. While exact matching is unnecessary and even undesirable, a harmonious palette connects the elements. Consider the way a celadon vase might echo the faded green in a painted frame, or how the cream pages of an open book relate to the ivory patina of a carved box beside it. These visual rhymes create connections without overwhelming the composition. Incorporate elements of nature into each vignette to bring life and seasonal awareness to your displays. A small arrangement of garden roses in a vintage silver cup, a single perfect shell placed atop a stack of faded books, or a bird's nest discovered during a country walk becomes a focal point that connects your interior to the world beyond your walls. These natural elements should be changed regularly to acknowledge the passage of seasons and keep your vignettes feeling fresh and evolving. Personal artifacts infuse these compositions with meaning beyond mere decoration. A handwritten letter, a cherished trinket from travel, or a photograph in a weathered silver frame transforms a pretty arrangement into a personal statement. These objects needn't be valuable in monetary terms. Their worth lies in the memories and connections they represent. Consider the backdrop for each vignette as part of the composition. A small section of wall might be enhanced with a subtle decorative technique, perhaps a bit of stenciling, a panel of vintage wallpaper, or a rectangle of color slightly different from the surrounding wall. These backgrounds provide context that enhances the objects displayed before them. Allow these vignettes to evolve over time rather than creating them once and considering them finished. Move elements between groupings, incorporate seasonal findings, or spotlight different treasures as your mood and the calendar suggest. This fluid approach maintains freshness and reflects the authentic way French homes develop, not through instant decoration, but through thoughtful curation over months and years. Through these carefully composed moments, your French shabby chic interior acquires depth and personality beyond the sum of its individual elements. Each vignette becomes a visual poem expressing the romantic sensibility and personal history that define this enduring style. Philosophy of living that honors the passage of time. As our journey through the serene world of French shabby chic draws to a close, we are reminded that this is not merely a decorative style, but rather a philosophy of living, one that honors the passage of time, celebrates the beauty of Patina, and creates spaces that nurture both body and spirit through their gentle elegance and authentic character. This delicate balance creates interiors that feel both aspirational and attainable, spaces that showcase beauty without sacrificing the practical needs of daily life. Here, a teacup with a slight chip becomes a vessel of charm. A faded fabric tells stories of sunlight and use, and furniture bearing the marks of generations invites new memories to be made within its embrace. As you incorporate these elements into your own home, remember that French shabby chic is not about achieving perfection, but rather about appreciating the perfect imperfection that comes with authenticity. Allow your spaces to evolve gradually, collecting pieces that speak to your heart rather than following rigid decorating rules. The most successful interiors are those that reflect the personalities of their inhabitants, their travels, their heritage, their unique appreciation for beauty in unexpected places. Consider, too, that the serenity so characteristic of this style emerges not from emptiness, but from thoughtful curation. Each item earns its place through beauty, function, or sentimental value, often all three. This disciplined approach to possession creates rooms that feel abundant without crossing into clutter, rich with detail yet restful to the eye and spirit. The floral elements that weave throughout authentic French shabby chic bring perpetual renewal to your surroundings, connecting interior spaces to the natural world beyond, and reminding us of the cycles of growth, bloom, and gentle fading that mirror our own lives. This connection to nature grounds the style in reality, despite its romantic sensibility. As you create your own interpretation of French shabby chic, allow yourself the freedom to adapt rather than merely adopt. True style emerges not from replication, but from personalization, taking the essence of an aesthetic and filtering it through your own experiences, preferences, and the unique characteristics of your living space. The result will be a home that honors the timeless appeal of French provincial elegance while reflecting your individual story. May your journey into the world of French shabby chic bring not only visual delight, but also a deeper appreciation for the beautiful patina that time bestows on objects and spaces. In our modern world of disposable goods and constant innovation, there is profound value in creating environments that celebrate heritage, craftsmanship, and the quiet poetry of things that have been loved for generations. This is the enduring gift of French shabby chic, a reminder that true beauty often lies not in the new and perfect, but in the gently worn and authentically cherished.